Appearing before the court during the hearing on the plea seeking cancellation of Giribala Singh's anticipatory bail, the state said Twisha was allegedly taunted over dowry and told that the amount spent by her family on the wedding was not enough. The Madhya Pradesh government also alleged that both Giribala Singh and her son had subjected Twisha to mental and physical harassment. Referring to chats examined during the probe, the state said Twisha's pregnancy had triggered disputes within the family and serious comments were repeatedly made against her. When the court asked whether the allegations were against the husband, the mother-in-law and the state both have replied that they were subjected to Twisha, they had subjected Twisha to cruelty and abuse. The government also accused Giribala Singh of not cooperating with the investigation despite being served notices on May 13th and May 14th. It told the court she was not found at home when police visited her residence and alleged that she was not joining the probe but has time to speak to the media and make a narrative that was in her favor. The CBI in its FIR also stated that Twisha Sharma's mother-in-law, Giribala Singh, had demanded 2 lakh rupees at the time of vidai with her son Samarth Singh married Twisha in December. The agency has registered a case under section 82, 85 and 35 of the BNS along with several other sections. The CBI is now investigating dowry debt, harassment, conspiracy and other possible offences in this case. I'm being joined by IPS Gurinder Singh Dhillon, former ADGP Law and Order. Good evening, sir. Thank you so much for joining us. Rekha Agarwal, advocate with the Supreme Court and social activist, joins us. Thank you so much, ma'am, for joining us. Vineet Jindal, an advocate and social activist, joins us. Thank you very much, all three of you, for joining me. Well, first, let me straight go to you at this point, Vineet Jindal. One, a very strong opposition from the state when it came to challenging Giribala Singh's anticipatory bail. It comes days after she was given the anticipatory bail. It comes days after everything played out in public domain the way it did. But she still is on bail.
Yes, sometimes it's happened because sometimes public opinion works. And the pressure from the judiciary, the way Supreme Court has taken up this matter as so motto. So it has been shown that how this particular case have a gravity of something that message has been sent by the Supreme Court itself. It is not a matter which is taken by in a lenient manner. I think on a local basis, Giribala Singh has managed many things as it has been shown by the body language of the lady, of former judge. It has been shown very much clear. So it is also gone against her. And I think now the situation has been changed. The way I just heard that bail has been cancelled. Giribala Singh bail has been cancelled. So this is also that there is very strong argument from the AG itself today that she is trying to influence the public, making a public opinion and trying to influence the witnesses also. So this is something which is very important, and sometimes public opinion helps to take up the case in a so moto manner. And it has happened with the Supreme Court take so moto in this particular issue. And the message has been sent that if something has been going against a woman and their dignity and something illegal or something wrong been happened with any woman, the Supreme Court takes so moto. This message has been loud and clear.
In fact, Gurinder Singh Dhillon, if I can really come to you at this point, one of the things that the state has told the court, she has been playing hide and seek with the law enforcing agencies. This is something that has played out in public. The police would say, we have sent out notices to her. She would say, I have got no notices. I have not been summoned even once by the police for a statement. There have been repeated playouts in public domain of what is increasingly emerging as attempts to influence the case despite being on anticipatory bail. Gurinder Singh Dhillon, when the state says she's playing hide and seek with the investigating agency, how big is that?
Yes, Neha. First of all, please good evening, and good evening to fellow panelists also. There I darustai. If state has started saying so, I feel it is after CBI has taken over the investigation. And as per protocol, they have registered separate FIR. And now Samrat is main accused is in the custody of CBI, and they are carrying on with the investigation. Now, from the very beginning, I had joined multiple times at News9 also, besides other places. I had been stating from the very outset that ultimately it is Giribala Singh who is the core culprit in whole matter, which is visible from what has happened before the crime and after the crime. Now, I want to clear to the viewers that there is some confusion still going on regarding suicide, dowry death.
That's part of probe. That's part of the CBI probe.
So no, I just want to add before it. That's what I want to convey. Since the married lady, died in matrimonial home before completion of 7 years of marriage, the death is unnatural. So it is covered under Dowry Act and Section 304 IPC, 304B of the IPC implemented since 1986. So abatement to suicide is only possible if it was beyond 7 years of marriage. So let there not be any confusion. The only investigation which can be done, whether it is case of murder, means whether it be a dowry death read with murder or not. Abatement to suicide is only possible if it is not a dowry death. And if a marriage is beyond 7 years, it will not be a dowry death. It will be a suicide and hence attempt to suicide. Thirdly, very nicely, CBI is conducting an investigation, and I was just hearing that Giribala's bail has been cancelled. That is an excellent point for the investigation of the case. And Giribala, having full knowledge of law, very clearly knows that she will have to face custodial interrogation, but she will still make all efforts to escape custodial interrogation. That is what the main accused tried to attempt, and that is what is coming to the courts. So now the moot point is, if state government has started saying that there is this what Giribala was doing, influencing, intimidating, everything. Now the second point is the role of police officers, why the case was not registered, why the destruction of evidence was allowed, why the scene of crime was not visited, why the proper procedure was not followed, why her anticipatory bail happened. It means CBI will investigate the criminal part of the police officers who were involved in the investigation, but state government will have to look into their conduct and proceed regarding the misconduct also regarding the police officers who were involved in the investigation before CBI took over.
Okay, Rekha Agarwal, it's interesting what Mr. Dhillon has just said. He's spoken about the 7-year clause. He's spoken about the abatement to suicide angle vis-a-vis the dowry death, as it were. Now, dowry harassment, as it were. Now, these are interesting contours, but what is shockingly emerged in the CBI FIR is also one about how there was money that was asked off from the family even at the time of vidai. We don't have the other aspect of it. This is the FIR. The charge sheet is not yet done. This is an FIR, as it were. But to think that this is coming as an allegation against an influential judge and a family. It said it's not like the husband asked. The allegation is that the judge asked in this case. We don't have a version yet. Now, if this was to happen, there have things that have played out in public about the phone calls, the phone records on a phone, the 40 or influential phone records, to which she has said these were people who were coming in, were calling in to give their condolences, as it were. The lack of a phone call that was made from her to the police after the body was found at her house and after she was rushed to the hospital. So many lapses that have played out in public.
Absolutely. No, as we've been discussing on your channel as well as other channels, the behavior, the body language, and the behavior of Giribala Singh right from day one does not inspire confidence. And the fact that she, being an influential person, has misguided and maneuvered the investigation right from the day one. She has misused her power as an ex-district judge, and currently also she, since she's a sitting judge of the Consumer Court, all those things, that power, that absolute power, as they say, corrupts absolutely. And she has used her power to make sure that that not only is her son successful in running away, as he did, and thanks, I would really thank all the media channels as well as the society at large, because had it not been for the media taking up this matter in such a serious manner and in a continuous manner, it is not just a random, one-off matter which has been discussed. So this continuous taking up of the case and the public pressure which has built up, and all the red flags which are now coming out, as to how there were so many warnings that were there, which should have probably been taken more seriously by the family members of Twisha, and as they said, then probably the daughter would have been alive today. But having said that, Giribala definitely has misused her power, her position, and it is because of these reasons that ultimately the Supreme Court had to take suo motu cognizance of the matter, and her bail has been cancelled. Her son is now going to be facing custodial interrogation, and so will Giribala have to face the custodial interrogation now that the anticipatory bail has been cancelled. But yes, this is a wake-up call for entire society as well as for the entire judicial system also of our country, as well as the bureaucratic setup, as to ensure that any person in power does not misuse the power that he or she has, and that the law is the same for everybody. Now, despite the fact that 498A section was introduced in the Indian Penal Code in 1983, and then we have the concept of section 304B IPC, which makes out a case of dowry death. So all these sections, though of course these are all a matter of investigation, all a matter of trial.
Right.
Ultimately, what the truth will come out, one doesn't know. But the narrative that slowly and steadily Giribala Singh had built up, instead of behaving in a manner which would inspire confidence, in a manner which any normal human being would act, but the venom that she's spewing against her daughter-in-law, against a person who is no more, defaming her, humiliating her, degrading her character, and trying to cover up all the acts, all the skeletons in a cupboard. Certainly, truth is going to come out one day, and I'm glad that the Supreme Court has taken up cognizance of the matter and that the bail has been cancelled.
Right. In fact, Vineet Jindal, very quickly, if I can come to you, your last comments on this. The state moving in very, very strong for the cancellation of the bail.
Yes, the AG has been appeared in a bail, cancellation of bail, and you can understand the gravity of the matter. It is not only about the state. Now this matter under the eye of Supreme Court also. So there is no such kind of scenario than any the state or any other official now going to be giving any loose end or left loose end in this matter. So I think this is the message sent by the Supreme Court itself. It is not only about state. If the state has been come into this step early, then there is no need to take a suo motu cognizance by the Supreme Court. I think I must appreciate the eye of our honorable CGI, who has been taking care of this. And if you go
to
the
suo motu case, as it were.
Yes, and very importantly,
Sir,
I'm telling you that.
Yeah, I barely have a minute. Your last words, Mr. Dhillon.
Yeah, Sneha, I just want to add one thing. I will consider it the case of a God's intervention, where Giribala Singh herself, the accused, awakened the media and the society. I remember when Nirbhaya happened, 112 was set up. Government should take cognizance of this, that in 2011, dowry deaths were around 8,600, which came down to around 5,700 in 2024, but the conviction rate is only 15 to 17%. So this is an awakening call for the government and the courts to reconsider and review the matter again and take course correction so that the matrimonial home doesn't become the scene of crime.
Right. I think that's the point that we can really end our show on, because that's a huge concern the conviction rates in such cases is abysmal. There seems to have been an improvement of sorts, but largely the numbers are extremely low. Thank you very much, Mr. Dinlaw. Thank you very much, Rekha Agarwal, and thank you very much, Vineet Jindal, for joining us.